What's the point of Latin participles? In this video, we're going to talk about why we use participles so much and why I really like them. So participles in Latin are really useful. They are what's called a verbal adjective. Now that can sound quite scary, but really it breaks down into two parts. The verbal part means that it is formed from a verb, and the adjective part means that it describes a noun, just like an adjective does. Because it's formed from a verb, it does also have tenses. So we have present tense participles, we have future participles, and we even have perfect passive participles. Don't worry about what they look like for now. All we're really talking about today is what the point of them is. If you want to know more about any of these, I will put links to my videos on participles in the description. But for now, let's just talk about what they do. Now, because they describe a noun, that means that participles have to agree in case, number, and gender with the noun they are describing. That means you really need to know your noun endings. To help you with that, go and download my free noun endings guide from the link in the description. It's really going to help you out as you go through your case, number, and gender endings, because some follow the 3-3 endings of the third declension, and some follow 2-1-2 endings, which means second declension endings for a masculine noun, first declension endings for a feminine noun, and second declension endings for neuter nouns. So do go and download that, it will help you. Now, what are participles used for? Well, there are two main uses. The first is adjectival, which is also called attributive, and the second is circumstantial. So adjectival, it means that it describes a noun. You would expect this from the title, adjectival, I suppose, but in its most basic sense, it describes what a noun is doing, how a noun is feeling, that sort of thing. And you can use it to distinguish from others. So for example, suum currentem vidi. Currentem is my participle, and this means I saw the running slave. Now currentem is a present participle, so it follows 3-3 endings. Suum is masculine accusative singular, so currentem also needs to be masculine accusative singular, which it is. It's actually one of the joint masculine and feminine endings that the third declension has. So currentem is an accusative singular. Now this is adjectival because it is describing the slave. The slave is the one who is running. Let's look at this a little bit more closely. I saw the running slave. Because it is adjectival, I could say, I saw the slave who was running. Now it's a present participle, currentem, which means that it's happening at the same time as my main verb. Vidi is a perfect, I saw, and therefore I have to take my present participle back a tiny little step to make it happen at the same time as I saw the slave. He was running when I saw him. So I saw the slave who was running. Now this is adjectival because you can use it to distinguish him from others. So as opposed to the slave who was not running is sort of one of the meanings that you could have for this. Not always, but that's just a way you could translate it. If you know there are other people who are not running in the story, this is a way to distinguish this suum from the rest. So that's the basic use of a participle. Fairly easy, it is adjectival. The other option is circumstantial. Now, in Latin it is exactly the same, and in fact the meaning in English is also very similar. I saw the slave while he was running. Again, it's a present participle, currentem, it's exactly the same. I've just now used while. That's because this is describing the circumstance that the slave is in. It's what he was doing at the time of the main verb. It's a very tiny difference in how you translate these participles. However, it can be useful to know that you can translate participles in different ways. So this present participle, currentem, I could use for while he was running or who was running if I wanted to use it in the adjectival sense. Adjectival and circumstantial, they basically are the same, it just is a different way to translate things. The reason we have both of these is because Latin is very influenced by Greek. And in Greek, the attributive participle is shown in a slightly different way to the circumstantial participle. In Latin, it isn't. It's exactly the same, so it's not a big thing to worry about. The difference is very small. Let's have a look at an example with a perfect passive participle. Puellam captam vidi. Captam is my perfect passive participle. It means having been captured. So this sentence literally means I saw the having been captured girl. Now, if I wanted to translate this sentence using the participle adjectively or as an attributive participle, I could say I saw the captured girl. It's attributed to her. It's telling me more information about the girl. She has been captured. It's acting like an adjective. It's an adjectival participle. If I wanted to do it as a circumstantial adjective, I could say, I saw the girl after she was captured. Now that's because this one is a past participle, a perfect passive participle. And so it happened before the main verb vidi. So I saw the girl after she was captured. That's the circumstance she is now in. So this is quite a niche use of grammar in Latin. It's not a huge difference in how you actually translate them, but it gives you something to think about as you see participles. Do you want to translate it adjectively or attributively, or do you want to translate it circumstantially? If you're unsure about participles, I do have an entire playlist where all of my videos on participles are. Apologies that they are in the old style and therefore sometimes have a nice grey background. Don't judge me. I have hopefully evolved since making these, but I still think they're pretty good and hope that you will find them useful. So I'll put a link to this playlist in the description and then you can have a go at any of the participles you need a little bit of help with. Don't forget that participles have to agree in case, number and gender with the noun they are describing, so do make sure you've downloaded that noun endings guide to help you. The main thing to remember is that participles are verbal adjectives, so they are formed from a verb and they describe a noun. That's all there is for my participles video today. I hope it's been useful. Let me know if you have any specific grammar topics you'd like me to cover in the comments, any of your favourite Latin authors you'd like me to analyse, or just anything you'd like me to know. Be nice to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Bambasbat.